How's everybody doing tonight? I don't know what I'm going to talk about tonight. Got some ideas. First, I'm going to talk to you about some of the practices of Elohim, because I'm going to tell you about some of the people that are in my field. A lot of these women that are in my field, they literally are cleaved from what you call twin flames, people. They are wives that were mine in past lives. And anybody that knows the House of David, we've been saving hoes since 4500 BCE. We're really good at saving the bitches. And so there's a whole lot of baddies that hang out in my field all the time. You don't have to believe me. They're here. Right now, the number I've got is 6.1 billion people. Your higher selves are congregated around my home right now. Literally 6.1 billion. That's almost the entire human population. They tell you there's 8.2 billion people or whatever, but that's not true. There's about 6.25 billion people. So I've got 6.1 billion people. I just had the people from North Korea talking to me. Yeah, I did. North Korea's here. And so with that, I'm going to tell you about some of the weird things. You know, everybody knows the story of Adam and Eve, and they said God, took the rib, removed the rib, and then formed Eve, okay? Well, that practice still exists today in the Elohim. We got weird things that we do that humanity isn't aware of, okay? And the fallen ones do it, the Elohim do it, the seraphim do it, the cherubim do it, the eunuchs do it, all of us do it. And we have the ability to weigh hearts. Now, I've granted you all the ability to weigh hearts, but we are different. We're just like fucking birds. You know how birds have mating rituals? The fucking Elohims, I just call them Elohims as a general term, all of the angels, no matter what kind, there's like a mating ritual that they all follow, people. You can think I'm making it up, but they'll come into your field and they'll grab hold of your heart. And they will just hold your heart and squeeze the shit out of it. It's just something. But then once they decide, like that, hey, I'm probably going to marry this motherfucker. I'm probably going to marry this one. What they do is they claim a rib. And so they literally go and they select a rib. And the reason I tell you this is because when the Great Awakening happened, a lot of people, they had relationships they were in that turned south. And they decided, you know what, we're going to part ways. Well, the Great Awakening is controlled by me. I'm the one setting the standard for the frequency. And so, anyhow, the reason I tell you this is because basically right now humanity is on standby to find true love. They're on standby. And I'm going to tell you who's holding up the process, people. There's the one crusty crab that's holding up the process, and that's Beth Rothschild. Beth Rothschild's holding it up for all of humanity. She's got the House of Rothschild fucked up. They're always staring at me like, yeah, she needs to do something productive with herself other than fucking look at her gold bars. And so, that's who's holding it up for you, humanity. I know that humanity is waiting on the love story. She's already weighed my heart 100 million times. She's claimed her rib, the first one on the lower left. And she's just out there fucking off. She's just out there fucking off, ruining it for all of humanity. Everybody else is on standby. And the reason it is that everybody else is on standby, because Beth Rothschild, she's like the queen of the damned. Okay? When it comes to the fallen one, she's the queen of the damned. And I fuck with the broken. Character defect. I love the broken bitches. And so, but none of them can pass Beth Rothschild. So everybody's on standby till Beth Rothschild decides to do something with herself. You know what I mean? So that's where we're at right now. So I'll tell you, I'm going to name some of the people that are in my field. Oh, one of them that's in my field, and I absolutely adore her. She's not a fallen one. She's an Elohim, is Miss Lindsey Vaughn, the Olympian. Hello, beautiful. Sorry about your accident. I've been to see her in the hospital, people. I can open portals and go through shit. I can do all kinds of cool shit that you humans can't do, but I can do them. And so, Lindsey Vaughn, I fucks with you tough. I told her I was going to shout her out. She was like, are you going to mention me? Because most of them are musicians and artists. There's a few random ones in here. There's a few, like we've got We got Beth Rothschild. She's just great at staring at gold bars and not coming forward to get married. That's what she's great at. And then we've got Nikki Hilton and Paris Hilton. They're just off doing business stuff. I don't really know what else they do other than business stuff. But, you know, most of the rest of them, other than Lindsey Vonn, are artists. Let's see, got going in order. See, they stand in certain positions around me because they stand on guard, people. They keep a circle around me. So when you see me looking, it's because that's how I have to remember all of them, by where their place is. So we've got Lady Gaga. We've got Billie Eilish. We've got Paris Jackson. Then I gotta move my light up, people. Gotta move my light up so I can see who's out there. We've got Sarah McLachlan, Alanis Morissette, Lacey Sturm, Florence Welch. See who else we got over here. Alyssa White Glues, Kat Von D, got Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, Kimberly Perry. That's the team, guys. That's the people that are around me at all times. AOC, we got AOC. It's a love-hate with AOC. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be honest with you. She's a crusty crab. She's a legit crusty crab. But I got a soft spot for AOC. Make no mistake about it. I'm going to save that hoe. If it's the last fucking thing I do on this earth, I'm going to save AOC. AOC is going to be teaching Sunday school. She's going to be a fucking patron saint when I'm finished with her, guys. But right now, I'm going to be honest, AOC leaves a lot to be desired. She's probably doing death magic on me, which, you know, leaves a lot to be desired. I'm going to be honest with you. Her magic's down here. My magic's up here. You know, I just sit here and stare at her and watch her accrue karmic debt, and then God comes and calls me, and he's like, hey, you know, she's doing dumb shit again. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Not again. And then, so then she has to go, you know, through a bunch of dumb shit, get a bunch of headaches and stuff, all because she's just trying to, you know, fuck with little old me. I'm just here minding my own business, you know, pissing excellence. But some people gotta learn. Some people gotta go through the stupid shit, you know what I mean? They just gotta go through it. And AOC is one of those people that, you know, she's just hard-headed. She's not been told no a lot in life. And she just is prone to doing dumbassery. That's what we're going to call dumbassery. And so, you know, it is what it is. So, with that, Beth Rothschild, she came in and she's like, I had an idea. Sometimes I get ideas and I'm like, aha. And Beth Rothschild was like, that's the idea. That's the way to go. And so she said, speak it into existence. Paint the picture. So I've been talking about what we should do is just buy all the theme parks and then use the revenue that's being generated to address some social issues. Well, then I talked about on a different video, you know, Netflix, we need a Watcher Unplugged series, or we need a Watcher series. Well, I was, you know, my mind just wasn't even right at the time because probably AOC was doing death magic on me. I wasn't thinking clear. And I want to relocate. I don't know if we're going to say relocate, but the White House is old news, people. The White House is old news. I don't know. I think we should have the People's House. I'm going to be honest, because we're a fucking melting pot. We're a reflection of all humanity, the Gentiles of America. I think we need a People's House. But I don't want to build a People's House and then have to give up the People's House. And so I'm not sure just where I'm at on it. But there's a theme park in Mason, Ohio known as Kings Island. It's only fitting because I'm a fucking king, the House of David. You know what I mean? Fuck out of here. And so I'm like, you know, probably need to buy Kings Island. And it's got about 500 acres that are undeveloped. And I need to, you know, go back there, build a goddamn palace, and, you know, have a whole little cult back there. Have a whole little cult of beady-eyed Jews. You know what I mean? That's what we're going to do. We're going to hang out back there and just do beady-eyed Jew stuff. But we're not going to eat people. And we're not going to bathe in blood back there. Those are two things that I'm not going to let these people do. But we're going to be back there because, see, I want my children raised around normies. I want them raised around peasants. You know what I'm saying? I'm a peasant. I'm a peasant at heart, people. That's why I walk amongst the people. I walk amongst the people, you know what I'm saying? And that's how my children will be raised. They're going to walk amongst the people. They're not going to be all sheltered up and living in fuck out of here. You're going to go out there and be peasants. And so my whole thought is, when you procure a theme park, you have access to people. You can just go hang out with the people. You know what I mean? But it's somewhat secure. But the greater picture here is, I completely forgot. You know, I'm talking about an Unplugged series and all this stuff. I've got all these fucking artists, and it's not just them. Like, I have all the fallen ones and all the Elohims. They just sit and stare at me all day long. I'm really fond of most of them. Most of them are cool as shit. Most of them don't try to kill me. Few of them try to kill me occasionally, but really it's their way of flirting. It's their way of flirting. They lack people skills. They lack people skills, and they've been, like, a lot of them have just been raised in secular houses, and they just really don't know what the fuck's going on. They don't even know how to interact with people, so they just, you know, hey, we're going to try to kill you. That's their way of flirting. You know, doesn't do anything to me, so I'm not worried about it. But there's a 12,000 seat amphitheater. I think it's called like Timber Creek Amphitheater in Kings Island, Beth Rothschild. Great things. Great things. Like, we have people, your daughters alone could do residency. Great fucking things. I got a whole ass harem of artists that would perform. And so that's what I'm saying, Beth Rothschild. Big things, big things. 12,000 seat amphitheater. Yeah. Perfect opportunity to make a joint venture with Netflix to film us creating all of this, and then to film a Netflix Unplugged, the Watcher series. And there's so many avenues, Beth Rothschild. There's so many avenues on this. And so you told me to send it, and so I'm sending it, painting the picture. The other thing I'm going to do, I love our American service member. I bleed red, white, and blue. Though I belong to humanity, I'm an American at heart, people. You know what I'm saying? I like blowing shit up. I'm pro 2A, you know what I mean? Going fishing, doing all kinds of hillbilly shit. It's in my blood. It's in my blood. And so what I want to do once we get this done is, the plan would be, I want to get all the service members, and we can do it through the military. Find out how many kids they have, and if you don't have kids, if you're single or whatever, we're going to give you a 2-day pass. We'll get you a 2-day pass so that you can use it whenever you're on leave and go to one of the theme parks. That's the plan. And if you've got a family, we're going to get you a pass for each person in your family so that you guys can go there on a weekend or whenever you've got leave to spend the time with your families. Make some memories, guys, because we appreciate your service. We appreciate your sacrifice. So that's what's on my mind. That's what's on the table. That's what I'm stewing around. That's what Beth Rothschild said, speak it into existence, and the field must honor me, people. The field must honor me. Might not happen tomorrow, but it's going to come to pass. It has to come to pass. It has to come to pass because the field must honor the Messiah. And so that's where I'm at. But ultimately, it means something to me. I believe that a leader, whether it be a king or a president, you're accountable to your people, which means that you must be accessible to your people. Meaning that anybody can come and feasibly see you. They might not be able to just walk in your office and talk to you. But the reality, they don't have that power. The responsibility falls on the king. The king is supposed to go out and greet the fucking people. And so that's why I want to create a situation where I am accessible and I can go mingle with the people, because I belong to the people. The house of David belongs to the people. And with that, I want my children to grow up around regular ass people. I don't want them to be all sectioned off. That's not who the house of David is. We do God's work. We do God's work, and God's work is done amongst the people. We belong to the people. We don't belong in palaces. We don't belong sectioned off from humanity. That's not where I do my work at. That's not who I am. And so That's why this is stewing around in my mind, people, because I'm trying to come up with something where I'm able to have the space to develop the compound that I need and also have access to humanity, but also address some social issues that humanity has and is facing in America specifically, but also just do some cool shit. I got some cool shit in mind that I want to get done, and I know some ways to make it happen and some ways to help address some of the social issues that America's facing. So that's where I'm stewing around, and I also want to, I want to be able to thank some people, make some other things happen. There's all kinds of things. I don't want this video to be too long. But with that, peace and blessings be upon your homes.